What's going on? And welcome everybody to my new channel. This is Boehner9588. A little new to the scene here, but wanted to share with you guys some of the information that I've been looking over the last couple days. Congratulations to everyone who's participating in the NASCAR Heat Pro League Challenge. Wishing you all the best luck out there. We're 3 weeks in. It's a 4-week qualifier. Just to kind of break it down, most of you who'd be watching this would be familiar. And I certainly wanted to kind of break down all the different results, average finishes, see if there's an objective way to kind of determine, at least on speed and times, where some of the guys are stacking up. That being said, I kind of put together an Excel sheet. Wanted to share that with you. Hopefully you guys will find this helpful. Hopefully some of you find your name on this and can find some encouragement from it. And even if you're not on this list, don't worry about it. This is truly the guys who are the best of the best so far the first 3 weeks. It's an accomplishment just to be in that top 100, for a lot of people in general in any of those challenges. I mean, that essentially means out of everybody who plays NASCAR Heat 4, you have put down a top 100 times. So congratulations to anyone who's done that. That being said, let me just go ahead. I'm going to share my screen here. This is brand new to me. Never done this before, but we're going to try to make this as easy as possible. Let's see. Here we go. So sharing screen here. This is the Excel sheet, as you guys can see. Hopefully you can see it. I guess I'll find out after I finish recording this, but I'll assume you can. So what I went ahead and did is I built a list that is basically showing top fives, top 10s, top 15s, as well as anyone who has an average finish better than someone who has posted a top 15 time. So I'll kind of start at the top here. And the reason why I did it this way is I wanted to do something objective that really removes any opinion that I might have, on any of these drivers. Honestly, all of them are fabulous, in my opinion, but I wanted to take an objective look at where people are stacking up, and then we can all argue about what is and isn't important, or is more important, less important, whether that's consistency, top 10s, top 15s, even top 20s. For the sake of this list, I just went with top 15, and I wanted to have around 30 drivers on this list that we could look at objectively. And the reason being is for those of you who don't know, it is unclear how they're going to do the showcase race, whether it's going to be drivers who are already signed, who were re-signed would be involved in that, whether it's just going to be 24 drivers who aren't signed to a team. So it's been a little vague. Everything I've read or heard from other people who would know more than me, it seems like nobody's really crystal clear. I would imagine if a driver is re-signed from season 1, he would not be participating in the showcase race. However, maybe the NASCAR Heat teams and the powers that be behind that would like to see how other drivers who aren't signed to a team would compete against them, or whether or not they just want to see those drivers compete against each other. All we know is it's going to be 24. So 24 guys will be racing in the showcase race. That's substantially less than last year. Once again, I'm kind of new to the scene. I've really only been on NASCAR Heat for probably the last, really when this game came out. I think I got NASCAR Heat 3 a couple months before this one came out. And so I'm not familiar with a lot of the top names, but I thought I'd put some content out there, some objective statistics here for us all to look at, and we can just kind of applaud the guys who are on this list and deserve the applause through 3 weeks. So here we go. As you can see at the very top here, we have Garbage, Track Bar, and Bolt. I don't think anyone's surprised by that. I haven't personally been able to do a lot of racing with them, but anytime they're in a lobby with me, they're extremely quick, and obviously they have a reputation of being very fast. Anyone highlighted blue was in the Pro League Season 1, to my knowledge. If I missed someone, I apologize. I tried to do the best research here possible. But the three of them, they have been the class of the Pro League qualifying so far. No surprise. I believe they all run eSpark, and they all are extremely competitive there. I'll kind of dig into some of the league racing later and why that's important, at least in my opinion. So Garbage, Track Bar, and Bolt, they're the only three guys who have posted top fives in um, all three qualifiers so far. So that is lightning. They're in a class of their own. Pretty incredible, to be honest. Out of all the people who are fast and competitive, that three guys could just nail the top 5 positions every time. You can see their average finish: second, 3.3. What the hell? So good for them. That's awesome. A guy who's in fourth here. Sorry, we're going to be one down from this number, so just subtract one here. But CGM or CMG X Rose, um, fabulous guy. I get to run with him in NNR. He's lightning fast. I believe he just became in this last year age eligible for the Pro League. In my opinion, he's one of the best in the game. It's good to have extremely fast times here, but I can just say as a racer, and in running longer races, he is consistent. He is fast. He is clean for the most part. Sometimes being that much faster than everyone, it can be difficult to keep your bumper off guys. But he has been impressive. He's a lock for the showcase. I think he's a lock to get signed by a team. As you can see, 2 top 5s, 3 top 10s. So pretty awesome. He's kind of the only guy, along with Garbage, Track Bar, and Bolt, who have been in the top 10 in all three. So fantastic job. Element Zero, I don't know a whole lot about, other than I've just seen him be very quick in lobbies and clean. So he certainly is doing fantastic work as well. You can see an average finish of 5th. So he also has 2 top 5s, 2 top 10s, and he's in the top 15 in all three. Phenomenal. Rocket, I guess he did iRacing. I haven't had the privilege to actually chat with him or be in a party with him, but I do know he just kind of burst onto the NASCAR Heat 4 Xbox scene right when this Pro League started. So he knocked out an 11th, I think, in the first week of having the game. I don't know if that's a rumor or not, but amazing. And you can see 2 top 5s after that. So once again, average finish 6th. Really, really awesome. Little Snack, he's dedicated. I see him in a lot of lobbies running a lot. Once again, he and Word have worked together, and they kind of, I got to run with them a lot at Charlotte, where I was not having the easiest of times, but those 2 guys, both in the top 10, both extremely fast. I mean, anyone who's going to be on this list is extremely fast, so I should probably just stop saying that. But both those guys, I know they work together a lot, which is great. You really need, I think everyone on this list, maybe other than Bolt and Track Bar, would say that it helps having allies and people who are working on setups with you, where you can share information and get stuff figured out. I know for me, that's pretty important, although I'm not real close or tight with a lot of these guys in the top 10 here, or haven't raced with them a lot. I know a lot of them work together, and that's fantastic. And that's how it is in real racing. The people the relationships you have, and the teams you work with are going to help make you faster. And that's a good job by all these guys here in the top 10 or so. Amore Smoke, you can see he's also in the top 10. He's someone I do know and run with in NNR, and he's a point leader in the Cup Series as of now. And this guy's just a consistent, good racer. There's no way around it. He is hard to pass, but smart. If you get to him early in a run, or before adjustments are coming in a preset league, he'll let you go. He always has the confidence that he's going to be up front when it matters. And he's just a guy I love racing with, and obviously has been extremely quick in the Pro League qualifying as well. In car, I don't know a whole lot about. Essentially, he's got, you can see he's in the 1 top 10, 2 top 15s, average finish of 13th. Great. He's clearly quick. I'm not sure what leagues he runs in. I haven't had a chance to really run with him much, but that's super impressive just based on the numbers. Rowdy, also in NNR, you can see he's put together an average finish of 0.3, which is great. I know he runs a lot with some of the other guys in NNR, 2 top 15s. Good job by him. Stay finessed. This is probably the guy I work with the most. He and I kind of came up through learning NASCAR Heat 4 together. He and I ran in leagues that were not one of the top series, and we're always constantly learning, bouncing stuff off each other. Since we've come into NNR in the last couple months, he and I have been on the same team, so we've worked together a lot. And I know I wouldn't be on this list where I am fortunate to be at without he and I working together. So he and I got some ground to make up on, obviously, some of the guys in front of us who have some things figured out. We don't, but certainly very impressive by him. All top 20s. So I don't have a top 20 category here, but as you can see, 17th, 7th, and 19th, very consistent. He's got a top 10 on the board. He's averaging a top 15 finish. That would lead me to think that he should be invited to the showcase race, but we will see. Go Fast Matt, Tedeschi, both Pro League drivers from last year, so we'll see if they get re-signed. Obviously, they're having a good performance in the qualifiers, each with Tedeschi has a top 10, and then Go Fast Matt, you can see just very consistent, 18th, 17th, 12th. It's hard to argue with that. The difference between, finishing 18th and 17th and finishing 10th a lot of times isn't very much. So the fact that he's that consistent, and obviously they know what they're doing. They were in the Pro League the first season. We'll see if they get re-signed or not. Obviously, I think it bodes well for them that they're up there posting consistent finishes here and getting some of those top 10s, top 15s. Then we have myself, which we can just kind of skip. Didn't do great at Charlotte, and obviously have done well since then. Got a couple top 15, so that's good. I'm fairly happy with that. Diamond, Big John, you can see they don't have any top 15s, but once again, I don't think it's fair to just judge an objective list based on your highest finishes. I think it's important to think about just your average finish and consistency. Once again, you can see that they still have the 17th and 18th best average finish. So good work by them. You can see nothing outside the top 30 here, as high as 16th for each of them. So, they very easily could have been at least in that column, in the top 15 column, each of them. So good job by them. Dohar, he's been great since I've got to run with him in NNR. I know he won a race there. He was in the Pro League last year. He's awesome with social media. Enjoy listening to him and Red with their podcast. Just recently caught on to that. In fact, that was a little inspiration for me sharing this. I was like, if I'm going to put the list together, I might as well broadcast it so everyone else has it. So Dohar, Kerr, and then Casey. I don't think he ran at Charlotte, so I have a hard time believing he couldn't post a top 100 time being a Pro League driver last year. In fact, I can say I'm 99% positive he just didn't run the first week because I couldn't find a time for him. But sorry, Casey, if you did and I missed you. Hopefully that's not the case. But you can see the other two, 10th, 27th. So he put together a top 10 and 27. So that's an average of 23.5 in the ones he did run in. And clearly I just put an asterisk there because I don't know what happened, Charlotte, at all. And but I'd imagine he'd be fast if he took even one run. Should be in the top 50. So Casey's been great. He's actually been one of the few Pro League drivers who I've been able to communicate with who's kind of talked me through some different things and helped me understand some custom setup, different theories and different things you can try. So appreciate you, Casey, and definitely a good job here. Still 23.5, and you went ahead and took down a top 10 at Bristol. So nice job there. Sterlo, guy I don't know a whole lot about. I know he runs in East Park, I believe. I think he ran an NNR briefly. But you can see pretty consistent, 11th, 21st, 43rd, an average finish to 25th. I would think, at least based on speed, he'd be in the showcase race. Particularly if the guys who are re-signed don't participate in that. Jeff P. Tetro, once again, pretty consistent here. Everything's in the top 40 for an average finish of 27.6. He just barely missed, being in this top 15 column here in the truck series. So once again, great job. Rocky Top. So this one's interesting. He's actually like has the highest finish. I mean, a sixth is great. I don't know why I have him on here twice. So bad job by me. But Rocky Top, you can see average finish of 28.3, all in the top 50. He does have a sixth place finish, which is phenomenal at Charlotte. Good job there. Stout Whiskey, one of my personal favorite guys to listen to and chat with and just talk to in general or share a group chat with an NNR. He's hilarious. He's a fun loving guy. And most importantly, he's fast. He's consistent. He's a clean driver. So Stout Whiskey, he's up there. I know in the NNR Cup points, he's a great racer. And as you can see, he has good speed in these qualifiers, 20th, 36th, 23rd. That is consistently in the top 30. Imagine, if it came down to speed, and anyone who's paid attention to him actually racing in eSpark and NNR would have him in the showcase race. So great job. I'll go ahead and skip Rocky Top. We already talked about him there. And then Sledgehammer, also an NNR guy, had a little bit of a rough start at Charlotte. I know there was many guys who probably could have been quicker at Charlotte. The one, in my opinion, the issue with the Charlotte Pro League qualifier was it really depended on who you ran with as to whether or not you could get a top time. I'm sure for some of the guys who were in the top 10 that wasn't the case, or top 5, they could probably have gone out and busted out a great time no matter what. But I think a lot of people got really good times just being sandwiched between 2 of those top 10 guys. So I know they tried to eliminate the draft, but unfortunately the draft wasn't completely eliminated from Charlotte. There were definitely times where I saw a draft bar when I was right on someone and someone was tight behind me. So that was a little discouraging, just in the sense that, teamwork is important in NASCAR, but I think for the purpose of these Pro League qualifiers, teamwork shouldn't really be too much of a part of it, other than maybe sharing information on setups and trying different things with people you're tight with. So I know for Sledgehammer, he might have been better than 50th, but just didn't get in the right group of cars to be starting up front and sandwiched between 2 fast guys. I don't want to make excuses for anyone who maybe isn't higher up, but that was just kind of something I noticed with the Charlotte one. Maybe he just didn't get, in that right group at the right time. So, but still a top 50, nothing to be sad about. And you can see 24th and 22nd, contrary to the, Charlotte draft situation. The cool thing about Bristol and then ISM, I personally didn't feel like there was really much benefit to being behind someone who was faster, other than maybe you can just track their line a little bit better and you just kind of have that guide. But I don't think, as far as a competitive draft advantage with someone in front or behind, I definitely don't think so at Bristol. And I'm pretty confident that that wasn't going on at ISM, or at least it wasn't for me that I noticed. So average finish of 32nd. Definitely puts you in the conversation, definitely gets you on the short list. So good job there. Lastly, I have Frozen Toes. She put up a 13th, 56th at Bristol, and a 30th at ISM for an average finish of 33. But she also did notch off a top 15, as you can see there at Charlotte. So great job by her. I enjoy listening to her broadcasts when I'm able to catch them. And then also, I know she puts a lot of good content out there. And once again, don't know her too well, but know she's fast. She made this very short list. So great job. I did go ahead and take some time to kind of break this down into 3 tiers as well. As you can see, we got tier 1, and essentially everyone who's got green, all the way down the top 15, I think is really your top tier. I think we could make an elite tier and really put these 4 guys in it, just based on, or 5, I suppose. I mean, averaging a top 5 is, I mean, like I said, that's elite. Rocket could probably be right there too if he didn't have the game for only a month. So tier 1 though, I just kind of, for simplicity's sake, I didn't want to have more than 3 tiers for you guys. So tier 1, I would put these top 10 guys, starting with garbage, ending with the more smoke, or garbage track bar. They look pretty equal there to me. And then tier 2, so these are kind of, let's see here. I have myself booking tier 2. I mean, after all, it's my podcast and I can come up with the explanation. You get 2 top 15s. I think you deserve it. But so basically, these guys here, I feel like, have either an average finish inside the top 20 or have posted 2 top 15s. So I think there's a little separation there. Maybe Diamond, we actually probably could have moved up there. I mean, he's 20.6, just no top 15. So, but once again, he's got a 16th. So same thing with Big John. I mean, they could probably be up there too, but I just have them for simplicity's sake. Once again, I just put them at the start of tier 3, which is everyone who's either had a top 15 or an average finish better than someone who's posted a top 15. Anyways, this was kind of my objective way of looking at it. Obviously, I hope you guys find this to be good information. Hopefully I have some good information for you moving forward. Something I wanted to share, if you're new to the NASCAR Heat, or say you're just running public lobbies in NASCAR Heat 4, I know for myself, one thing that has progressed me to a totally different level is just racing in leagues, racing in structure, racing with guys who are willing to help, and guys who are better than you. I think that when you join a league, or if your intention is to join a league, just have the attitude that, the first goal is to find a good league, a competitive league where people are faster than you. So don't be discouraged if, it's a 25 car league and you're finishing 20th, 21st and struggling. That's the majority of people. And I can say, even in my experience with NNR, I mean, all I did was, at least in the Cup Series, was really just ride around towards the back and not cause issues, because you want to, become a part of those leagues and those communities. You want to earn the respect of people, and you want to slowly get better and not drive over your head. So I would just encourage anyone who has any questions, who's watching this, that might be curious about what league might be a good fit for them, whether it's their day, their week, their schedule, their skill level. I'd love to be a resource for you. You can find me at Boehner958816 on Twitter. You can also just comment on the video, or you can just find me. My gamer tag on Xbox is Boehner95888. So apologize that they're not all exactly the same, but hopefully you can reach me by one of those ways. If you like this video, go ahead, send me a like, retweet it. Once again, I think this is good objective information that there's not a whole lot to argue about, although I'm sure people will find a way. And thanks for tuning in, and hopefully I can keep you updated after the Daytona, which I have no idea why we're doing Daytona, but we are doing Daytona, so it will matter. And also see if you can catch me on TV at the Vegas race this weekend, and I'll try not to lose all my money. Great. All right. Thanks, everyone.